There we go.
Hello, everyone. I am here with Melissa Spittel. Hey, Melissa.
Hello.
So Melissa is an agent with Coldwell Banker out of Maryland, but she does not have an accent, which we were just talking about. So it reminds me of that show with that cop show. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where it took place?
Yes, there was one filmed in Baltimore.
Yeah,
I can't remember
The
what it was
Wire.
called. The Wire. Yes, yes.
Love
That's
that
been a
show.
while. That's been a while.
Such a good show. Anyway, I'm excited for the topic today because you're going to talk to us about how to get leads through blogging. But can you give us like a little backstory on how you decided to start blogging?
Sure. So I saw, I think on Facebook. I'm not even sure.
All good things
Now,
come from
I'm
Facebook.
not even entirely sure now. I heard of a woman, a very successful real estate agent in Las Vegas.
Okay.
Her name is Lori Ballin,
Hey, Lori.
and
We'll give her a shout.
very, very successful. She had her own company that built websites, and she had an online course
Okay.
that I signed up for on how to work your website. And part of the content was how to blog. So I got really, really interested in that. And I took the course, and I'm now a big blogger. I love it. It's a great way to get leads.
Tell us about what your process is for getting leads and like
Okay.
like how often you do it. What do you talk about? I mean, if we wanted to get started, tell us
Okay.
what you do.
Sure. Sure. So I started out, like I said, with blogging, gosh, probably about 5 years ago now.
Okay.
And like anything else, the more you do it, and you have to stay on top of it, and stay up to date with changes and algorithms and all that good
Why do
stuff.
they keep changing that stuff,
I know, because Google likes to mess with us.
Yeah, right.
So, so blogging became very, very important to me, and since then I've branched out in other areas as well to get leads. But as far as blogging goes, so I don't know about you, but I frequently see, especially on Facebook ads, because let's face it, there are a lot of ads targeted to us real estate agents
So many.
because they think we are just rolling in the dough and we have so much money and their product is better than everybody else's.
Mhm.
And we're just going to spend hundreds of dollars and then realize it was a waste of money.
Right.
I've done that.
Yes.
I've done
A
it.
million times.
I'll probably keep doing it.
My mistakes usually cost me about $3,000.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
expensive. You
Right.
know, that adds up. So what I like about blogging is it costs me my time. Now my
Mhm.
time's valuable, but you know what? I get leads from it.
Yeah.
I do it on my it's on my website.
Okay.
So I'm already paying for my website.
Mhm.
So it's just another way to enhance my website on my own. And no, it's a
How
great.
often how often do you have a blog?
So Google, good old Google, doesn't we doesn't it doesn't favor you blogging like on a regular basis.
Oh,
I try to do it at least once a month. So what Google wants to see is that we are active on our websites,
okay.
adding content, making changes. They want to know that the Google algorithm, excuse me, is really big on, they want to know, they don't want stale websites. They're not going to direct people to stale websites that aren't being updated, that don't
Okay.
have good content. So that's where blogging really is a factor. So think about it like this. I don't know about you. If I need the answer to something, I Google it.
Yeah, right.
And my family, it's like a running joke in my house because they're like, just Google it, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what I always do.
That's everybody's house.
Right. So think about it. When you Google something, what does Google show you? Sometimes videos, but they'll show you websites.
Yeah.
They'll direct you to a website.
Right.
And more often than not, unless you're buying something, more often than not, that website that you click on, it's a blog post.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of times you don't even realize it. It's a blog post a lot of times. So when you look at these Facebook ads that say blogging doesn't work, buy my program, do this, do that. Well, I honestly believe blogging works because I land on other people's blogs when I'm looking for information.
I'm surprised when you said you only try to do it about once a month. I literally thought you were gonna say like once a week or like once a day. So like
No,
once a
I
month,
don't have the time for that.
and like how long are they?
So for blogs to be found online in the Google searches, there are certain benchmarks
Okay.
that need to be met. So Google, and I'm going to keep referencing Google because I really stay up to date on what Google looks for, what
Oh,
their algorithm looks
yeah,
for, so that you want your stuff to land on the top pages. And
right.
I have a bunch that are on like the very first page of
That's
Google, and
good.
some in the number one spot. So blog posts should be a minimum of 600 words.
That sounds like a
Um,
lot. Is that like a
it
page?
can be a stretch. It can be a stretch. The longer the better. Over 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 is even
Really?
better. So you know what I do? So this is what I do. I'll write a blog post and I'll hit that 600
Okay.
minimum. And then I might go back a week later, a month later, a year later, and add to it.
Okay.
And you just add to it and add to it. And the more you add to it, because things change, you want to
Yeah.
update information. The more
Right.
you add to it, next thing you know, the longer it gets.
That's true. That's true.
So, I mean, I have my longest one, I think it's like 2,500 words. I didn't write it in a day.
Right.
I didn't. I don't have that kind of time or patience. So I just started out. I start out with the basic information,
Yeah.
and then just keep adding to it. And I will say that something else Google likes is, so they what shows up in Google searches is the information, whatever you're searching for, is the information that Google thinks is the most comprehensive. It's the
Okay.
information that's going to give you the answer you're looking for, so you don't keep doing searches because you're not finding, they didn't show
Right.
you what
It
you really
wants to
want
give
to
you
see.
what you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the more inclusive a blog post is, the better. So a good example is one of my top ranking ones is how to for sale by owner. And you might say, as a real estate agent, why am I sharing that? Because
I
my
assume
intent,
the topic is hire a realtor. No, how to,
well,
yeah.
basically, yeah. So my goal is, it's not a sales pitch,
Yeah.
because people who are looking to for sale by owner, for example, they think they can do it.
Yeah, of course. Right.
They don't want to hire a realtor because they're going to save so much money in commission.
Right,
And then
right,
they
right.
realize
And
how
it's
difficult it
easy,
is,
Melissa.
right?
It's so easy.
So my intent with that post, for example, is I go through all the steps on how to for sale by owner, because it's a lot of steps.
Yeah.
And my goal is they read it and then they're like, oh my
Oh,
gosh, I need help.
yeah.
Maybe now maybe I need to contact a real estate agent to help me after all.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I've gotten, those are really hard leads to convert, I'm not gonna lie.
I
Um,
love for sale by owner leads.
but yeah, that's just a good example. And I just started out with a very basic, these are the steps. And then over time, I've just written paragraph after paragraph, breaking down all the steps and making it really detailed,
Right.
so that it seems very overwhelming.
It
That's
is.
my
It
goal.
can be overwhelming, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I want the average person who's thinking about trying to sell their house on their own to read my post and then be like, oh my gosh, this is way
how
too much, too hard. I'm very overwhelmed. I need help.
I need help.
That's my goal.
How do you figure out, like, how do you decide what you're going to write about? Is it like stuff that you're dealing with? Or is it like, is there some type of like method to the madness?
So I have a couple different ways. If I have a client that asks me a question, sometimes I'm
That's a
like,
good.
oh, if you're asking me that question, that's a good topic for a blog
Yeah.
post. The other ways that I get my topics nowadays is I have a YouTube channel. So I publish a YouTube video every single week.
Okay.
So I use that content. I break it down into words, and then I turn it into a blog post.
And that's, yeah, I was thinking that too when you were talking, like you can use these blog posts in so many different ways. Like you're
Yes.
saying, you can use it as videos, you can use it as like a long video, a short video,
Mhm.
Facebook Lives, like any way that people choose to like connect with their customers, a newsletter, like
Yeah.
anything, right?
I send them out. Yep. I have a newsletter I send out to my sphere every month. I include links to it. And I'll tell you what else is really, really helpful. So if I'm working with a new buyer or seller, I get a buyer or seller lead.
Okay.
I will send them links to different blog posts to help
Right.
educate them.
That's
So
such a
that
good
when I
idea.
meet them so that when I meet them for the first time,
They feel like they know you.
I've already
Yeah.
educated them so that our
Yeah.
first meeting is smoother, and so that
Well, they already know you too. And
yeah.
it's like they now feel a connection to you, and you've stood out and you're the expert, right? So like, how would they not go with you
Yeah,
when
it
everybody
works.
else is like,
It
yeah,
works.
that's
And then
awesome.
on my blogs, most of them, I put at least one call to action, whether it's download my buyer guide, download a seller guide, find out what your home is, get an
Yeah.
evaluation,
Yeah.
CRM for your house. I put I have a bunch of different landing pages. And then, now when they sign up for it, they have to give me their contact information.
Yeah, right, exactly. I want to
But
make
it
sure.
works.
I know,
It
but
works.
sounds like you've been developing this, like you said, like over the last like 5 or so years. It's not something that you just like woke up on Wednesday and was like, you know what, I'm gonna put all of this together. Because as you're talking about it, it seems very like simple, but like where did you start? You just like started writing, that was it?
I love to write. I've always liked to write.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I pretty much just started writing. And at first it was like, what do you write about?
Right.
Right. And then the more now it's like I have more ideas than I have time to write about, because
Right.
people are always asking you questions. People always want to know stuff. Um,
I love.
and it doesn't have to just be real estate related. Like I did a blog post. I sponsored. I was a sponsor, one of many sponsors, golf tournament a couple years ago.
Uh-huh.
I wrote a blog post about the golf tournament to help promote it, to help
Nice.
advertise it.
Yeah.
So there's local stuff. If there's some people, I don't do it. Just because of where I live, there's not a ton of local events every weekend. But I know, if there was, I would do a post every week, or maybe once a month on local events in the area.
I should do that because I'm always going out to Melissa. You're
Mhm.
very inspiring. I love
Yeah.
it.
Now
But like, yeah,
now it is important, and this gets there. So when you do blog, there are certain elements that are really crucial in order for blog posts to rank.
okay.
So keywords. I don't know if keyword research sucks. I hate it.
Does it change all the time?
Yeah, it can. Yes.
It's
Yes.
annoying.
So what I try to do, and I'm way behind, is periodically, usually in January is for me, it's cold here.
Yeah.
Things are usually January for me is my month to regroup and update stuff. So I will actually go into old blog posts and do new keyword research and see if I need to update or change anything. But
Uh-huh.
keywords are what help us get found, whether we're writing a blog or no matter what we're
Or
doing,
doing
video,
YouTube
whatever.
videos or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
keywords are definitely what we need to target, because when people Google, how to whatever, if you don't have
Yeah.
the words in there that they're searching,
It's not going to
they're
come
not going to
up.
find it. They're not going to
Yeah.
find the content.
Yeah.
So keywords are really, really important.
I think though, like if people, I think the main important thing is just start it and then work on adding all that other stuff, right? Like
Exactly.
don't worry about any of that other crap. Just start and then add it once you once you
Yes.
get used to the rhythm of it.
Yes. The biggest thing is to just get started in writing. And yeah, that's really
It's
easy to
awesome.
get
This
started.
is, yeah, it's been really informative. So if people are curious, they either want to send you a referral in Maryland, they want to read your blog, get some ideas for their own blog or whatever, where can we find it and what's the best way to get a hold of you?
The best way is on my website. So my blog is on my website, because then I can direct people links. I can direct people to other parts of my website.
Right.
It's really important that when somebody lands on our websites, that they stay on our website. We want to have enough content on there to keep them on there as long as possible, so they don't
Right.
bounce off.
Exactly.
So, listings and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But my website is sellbymdhomes.com. sellbymdhomes.com.
Perfect. And we'll put it in the link on the YouTube.
Information's on there. Yeah.
Awesome. Great.
I'm
Well,
always, if anybody wants to reach out to me and has questions, I do Zoom calls where I help other agents with their blogging.
nice.
Yeah, I'm part of a big group that where we all help. Excuse me. We all help each other with different things, and my thing is blogging. So
Nice.
I'm always helping folks.
I love it. That's a fun
Yeah.
group. That's
It's
cool.
It is.
We'll talk about that off camera, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
That'd be fun. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Melissa. And give us the website one more time.
sellbymdhomes.com.
Perfect. Have a good rest of the day.
Thank you. You too.